Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are doing the MisFits 21 predictions. Now obviously this was supposed to be KSI versus Dodo Dennis, but KSI got injured, so he pulled out, so they took MisFit 22 and they made it 21, and they kind of clashed the cards together. Right here we can see what the card is. Now, first I'm going to talk about the two professional fights that are going to happen. It's Dylan Price and Mia Anderson. They are fighting two different opponents. I don't know who they are. I think they have the opponents. They just haven't really put anything out. I think maybe they're going to reveal at the press conference, which I think is, by the time this video comes out, that it will be already revealed. So for those predictions, obviously I don't know the opponents. I don't really know who they're fighting, so I can't really make a prediction on those. But getting onto the influencer fights, we've got Joey Knight versus Andrew House. And don't know anything about Andrew, just that he is like a Muay Thai fighter. Obviously Joey Knight, very, very good. He was my favorite to win the lightweight, but obviously Cray ended up beating him. So I think for that one, if I have to do prediction, I probably would go Joey Knight, just because I'm familiar with what Joey Knight does, and he is very, very good. And then the next fight is Wakey Wines versus Mo Dean. Now this I never ever saw happening. Obviously Mo Dean fighting on MisFits, yeah, he's done it already, so you could expect that. But Wakey Wines, just because of the whole Prime thing, I never ever thought that would happen. Who do I think would win? I don't know. I haven't. Obviously, I think this is Wakey Wines' first fight. Mo Dean, we've seen do like other boxing promotions. He's done some boxing and stuff, and then obviously he did the fight on MisFits against Vitali. He looked terrible, but I'm assuming they're both gonna look terrible, which is kind of like the baseline of what influencer boxing is supposed to be. Who would I go with? Just for Prime, we're gonna go with Mo Dean, putting a stop to Wakey Wines. Then we've got Jordan Banjo versus Will Anderson. I don't know who these two guys are, but Banjo looks way bigger. On this picture, he looks way bigger. So we're going to go with Banjo for that one. Again, I don't know much about them, so we're just going to go with that one. Then we've got Waleed Sharks versus Fox the G. This is going to be probably the sleeper fight, in my opinion, of the night. Because Waleed is very good. He's only lost to Dean as far as I know, unless he's lost off MisFits. And then Fox the G is kind of like their rising star, which he's had wins against opponents that maybe he was better. So this is like his real test. Who do I think is gonna win? I don't know. This is gonna be a very good fight. Like I said, I think this potentially could be the fight of the night. I'm gonna go with Waleed Sharks on this one. I think he might be a little bit too much for Fox, but I do think Fox could catch him. Like Fox has done a lot of amateur boxing, but Waleed is also done amateur boxing. So this is gonna be the closest fight out of all the fights, in my opinion. This is like the more 50-50 on the list. So I'm going to predict Waleed Sharks to get the win, but I will not be shocked if Fox G gets the dub. Then we've got the heavyweight championship on the line, but actually wait, I forgot about that. There's a fatal 4-way, like survivor tag heavyweight titles. Let's do that prediction before we do the title fight. It's Curtis Pritchard, Godson, Big Tobes, and Tempo Arts. Now if you remember, Tempo Arts was the heavyweight champion. He relinquished the belt because he said he wasn't going to fight anymore. He's retiring from influence boxing. And then 3 months later, he signed up to do another boxing fight. What? Okay. Well, now you got to climb the ladder again and try and get a title fight. And yeah, this one I don't know who's gonna win this. Obviously, I don't know who Godson is. I think I've seen him like clips and stuff on him. Obviously, Big Tobes, he's forward. He did quite well against Cowles, in my opinion. And then he got knocked out. But before that, he was doing very well. Curtis, yeah, he's done like reality TV shows, so I know about him. I don't think he'd win this. This one is a very tricky one because it's all about ring time. Because I'm pretty sure this will most likely go to a decision. This is heavyweights though, so I think that's why Misfits has done a Survivor Tag heavyweight edition, because I think they are hoping for knockouts or stoppages, which they didn't get the first time around. It was a lot of tag in, tag out, touch, touch and go. This one, potentially there could be knockouts, but I think it's just going to go the distance again, and then who's ever willing to stand in there the longest is probably going to win, which I don't know. So these type of fights are kind of difficult to predict. So what I would predict is who I would most likely want to see Chase go against again, which is if Tempo is going to continue fighting, the Tempo odds coming back to take his belt, that would be kind of a fun little storyline Misfits could run. So I'm going to go with Tempo odds. That's going to be my prediction for the win, because I think that's a storyline Misfits could build up. Then let's get into the title fight, the heavyweight title championship. Chase the Moore versus Tank Tolman. Again, I don't know who Tank Tolman is. I don't know if he's a Ford. Didn't really see much of it. I'm assuming this is because Roman Fury pulled out, because him and Tommy were on some random card. I think I don't know if they both won on that fight. I think Roman did win on that card too. But yeah, I think that's why he pulled out of Misfits, because he wanted to be on the card with Tommy, and obviously the fight dates are pretty close. So this is Roman Fury's replacement, Tank Tolman. To be fair to Roman, Misfits did move the March events to so they kind of pulled out before he did. Who do I think is going to win? It's going to probably be another sloppy heavyweight fight, very crazy swinging. You know how Chase fights. Chase comes in there and he just kind of throws the boxing IQ straight out of the window and goes absolutely haywire. But I think Chase will probably get the title defense here. That's what I think. And then I'm assuming the winner of the Fatal 4 will fight him next. That's kind of the whole setup. That's what I think is going to happen here. But let's get into the co-main events, which is for the Pro Lightweight Championship. Idris Virgo and Ty Mitchell. Now, Idris Virgo has kind of, since he's got the belt, has said multiple times, every time someone comes up to challenge him or someone wants to fight him, nope, I'm not fighting you. Nope, I'm not fighting you. Nope, I'm not fighting you. Prove yourself. Prove yourself. Who are you? That's kind of just what he keeps on saying. And I'm glad Misfits wins. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. We want you to fight Ty Mitchell, and that's it. Because I thought Idris was going to be one of those champs that would fight once a year, and barely. They'll give him problems to get him a title fight. That just seems kind of how he is. He wants to fight influencers for some reason, because I think he knows that he can beat them, and then the actual pros are giving him trouble. So I don't know. I kind of think for that division it would be better if Idris loses, because I think other guys will probably fight more frequently than what Idris will, because I think Idris is going to be a little bit difficult to get opponents, just because he does not really want to fight anyone that's not going to bring him money. That's just what it seems to me. Who do I think will win this fight? I don't know. Most likely Idris is probably going to win, because I think he's more experienced. But Ty Mitchell did look good in his Misfits debut, so I don't know. I'm going to go with Idris. I think he's just holding up the division, if I'm being completely honest. But let's move on to the main event of the evening. Darren Till versus Darren Stewart. The battle of the Darrens. And I think Darren Till's going to win. I did a little research. The Stewart is a lot shorter and a lot smaller than Darren Till, and I'm assuming Darren Till is definitely going to blow up in weight after the weigh-in. I think Darren Till is going to smoke him just like he smoked AT. That's my honest opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. And then you kind of have to give Darren a big name. I think Tommy needs to put some big boy pants on and come fight Darren Till and stop being a baby. But he wants Jake Paul, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I think Darren Till is going to need to maybe another former MMA guy. I know Darren Stewart is a former MMA guy. He did fight at the UFC too, but maybe someone that's on the same level. Maybe you can get him a Diaz brother. I don't know. Maybe that could work. I don't know. It's so difficult because I don't think a lot of people want to fight Darren Till. He said it himself. He before the his Misfits fight, he was waiting for almost a year. He could not get people to sign the contract to fight him. But anyway, that's going to be my Misfits 21 prediction. Let me know in the comments down below who you've got, and who's your fight of the night going to be, and which fight you looking forward to. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Peace.